Hey, 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 hey. How are you guys doing tonight? How are you guys doing tonight? Listen, you are here with another episode of Bless the Author. And I thank you all for taking the time out to tune in or taking the time out to catch this replay. But we going to get it in. We ain't gonna talk y'all ears off. We ain't gonna talk y'all head off. We got a treat for you on tonight. So just buckle up and go along for this ride. Hey, 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 hey. So we back, and without further ado, I am going to bring on my guest for tonight and allow her to introduce herself. Y'all in for a treat. I'm telling y'all, y'all better buckle up for tonight.
Hey y'all, I
Introduce.
am, yes ma'am, I am Taisha M. Bryant, also known as the parent healer, the resilient one, um, straight out of Pittsview, Alabama. I am a licensed master social worker. Um, I'm a wife, I'm a mom. Most importantly, I am one of God's favorite ones. Everything else you'll get to know in this interview.
Yeah, so we ain't gonna hold them up. We're gonna jump right in to this interview and listen. It's only a couple books. I'm just gonna say this. It's only a couple books that I read in 2 days. And this was one of and this was one of them. When you could read a book in 2 days, that book is good. That book is
Thank
good. Like
you.
because my attention span is maybe like I'll give it a good 7-year-old. But when I'm
Mm,
reading something good or when I'm doing something interesting, oh, I'm locked in. And I was
wow.
locked in. Listen,
Thank you.
listen, baby girl. We just gonna jump right into this thing. So, how did you come up with the name for the book?
Wow. So the name of the book, in 2014, I was going through a real rough patch in my life, with identity, things of that nature. Um, School, I was at FAMU, and it was my last semester, and I ran into Kimberly Arrington, and she had this thing called I Am Me University. And
Mhm,
with I Am Me University, one of the assignments she had was to find your beauty name.
mhm,
And with everything that I had endured in life, the word resilient stuck out to me. And
mhm,
she was like, "Yes, Taisha, you are resilient." So she began to
mhm,
call me Resilient Beauty. And going forward, it was like, um, at one point I regretted a lot of things, and I regretted being a mom, and all of those things. So it was resilient over regret when I got to the title, because
mhm,
it took my resilience to not be so regretful.
mhm.
So that's how that title came about.
Wow. But God, that's ooh,
But God,
but God. That's all I can say right now is
yes,
but God.
yes,
Mm.
definitely, but God.
So let's go back because the book starts there, like it just jumps right into it. You gonna waste no time. But what we're gonna do is go back to your childhood. Like um just give us a replay on the type of childhood you had.
So my childhood was actually amazing. Both of my parents, they were married. I grew up in the country,
Mhm,
Pittsview to be exact. Very small town.
mhm,
Everyone literally family. I was on the junior usher board. I was in the choir. I was an honor student. My punishment as a kid was to go outside. Like, yes, that was, I know, that was my punishment. So I was a real live nerd, y'all. I loved reading. Um, so with that being said, that's what I did a lot. However, during different times, um, we would play house.
mhm,
And for, I'm sure, just about everybody know what playing house is. And for those who don't know, it's where somebody be the mama, somebody be the daddy, and
mhm,
somebody be the kids. And, for a long time, it was just, the mama was the bossy one. She was like bossing, you know, everyone around and this is that and the
mhm,
third. So I wanted to be the mama, like, oh, let me tell y'all what to do. So we finna act like we cleaning up and making y'all do this.
mhm,
And it went from that to the touching. And my mind is still, we play a house. Like, I didn't think anything of it.
mhm,
Um, and it began to escalate. And I never said anything to anybody in regards to it. It wasn't until I conceived my child and it
mhm,
dawned on me, like, because a lot of people thought that was my first time. To be honest, I thought it was my first time because it didn't correlate. The two didn't
mhm,
correlate for me.
mhm,
That at one somewhere in between playing house and being touched on, I was actually
mhm.
penetrated. So
Wow.
yeah, and I know a lot of people may think, well, you knew what you was doing. This is that and the third. I had to suppress it for so long.
Mhm,
When I did my book coaching for this book with the dynamic, amazing Shalonda, my tea mommy. Um, she is so dope, y'all. She was
yes,
actually my book
yes.
coach. Um, and it was so many parts that had holes in it. And she was like, baby, if you're gonna tell the story, you gotta tell it all. Like you can't and it wasn't that I was trying to not tell certain things. It was because I simply didn't remember. Um,
Mhm,
so
mhm,
going through that coaching, it was like a well dang moment. I had a lot of well
mhm,
dang moments during that coaching process. Um,
mhm.
and as an adult, I'm beginning to formulate and put things together. So yeah, that's that. I know it jumped out at you real quick.
I wasn't expecting it. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Whoa, she ain't gonna take us back a little bit. She just gonna
Mm,
put it just throw it at you right there.
yep, sure. I had to give you the backstory so you can understand where we're going,
Yeah,
eh, so you can see how we got here.
what? Girl, we got that
Yes.
fast. Like we ain't took no turns. We ain't
Mm-mm.
did no roundabout. We just went straight in it.
Straight there. I loved on you in the beginning to let you know, like, baby, I love you. This is from the heart. This is what we're doing. Now let's get it. Like,
And you said while we reading your business, baby, we read your business.
yes,
We did.
always.
Yes, we did. We read your business. But
Yes, all
listen,
in the
take us
business.
to the coaching. Apostle Shalonda is dope, and I know that she pushed you to the limits.
Ooh, baby.
I know she did. So take us
Mm.
back through the coaching, all of the things that you had suppressed, and when they began to come to surface, like take us through that.
Okay, so when I finished my draft, I just knew like this is it. I had got my mother-in-law to read over it because she was a literature teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So she did my grammatical errors and things of that nature. And before I sent it to my editor,
Mm-hmm.
Shaka, it was time for me to do the coaching part. And
Mhm.
she was like, Taisha, this ain't finished. She was
Ooh.
like, and that's what I said. I said, huh? She was like, yeah, God got some more for you to say, and you got to say it. And she was like, if you're not ready for what's going to come with it, then you don't need to do this. Hence,
Mhm.
my book was pushed back. Um, I initially wanted it to be released on my birthday, but it
Mhm.
didn't get released until a little later, um, because it was still more, and
Mhm.
it was like bandages was just coming off, and she
Mhm.
did it with so much grace. Oh my goodness, it hurt like hell, but the grace, it was just like I needed this so I could truly heal. And during
Mhm.
that coaching, it went back to stuff that it was just like, dang, well, that kind of makes sense why I move the way I move with X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
So she got me. She was like, and when you writing it, she was like, your words are good, but we need the experience. We need to feel it. We need
Mhm.
to. And I was just like, oh. She was like, yeah, this book is not meant to be sweet.
Mhm.
She was like, you have to give it to him the way that you really want to, and not worry about what naysayers may say, because no song is gonna come. It's gonna come with the territory, because you
Oh,
are
that's.
being vulnerable, and
Mhm.
you are sharing some things that most people take to their grave. So
Mhm.
it was. I cried some days, draft after draft. Coaching sessions usually, not supposed to be that long, but it was
Mhm.
it was days we were 2-3 hours in. Like, we went from coaching about the book to life lessons to prayer to prophetic word. So it was just an amazing, amazing experience.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We new to having a house phone, and it just rang whenever it went to.
Yes, I think some people were trying to join on Facebook Live, but they said they weren't able to see it. It was a message or something. I don't know.
Okay, so what you have to do to join on Facebook Live, you may have to follow me or follow Bless the Author, whichever one they're trying to get on
Hmm.
from. They will have to hit follow, and then they'll be able to come on.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I just shared it straight to my page, but they'll watch it after the fact.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have told you that earlier, but I just
No
found out
problem.
from the other live I did. Somebody had to tell
Gotcha.
me how to do it. Yeah, look like your mom started
Yep.
following me, so yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So she should
okay.
be on. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna go on. We're gonna go to that night. So
Hmm.
here at Bless the Author, we're here to help you reach to help you reach a larger audience, and also to help the audience who have been in the situation that you have been in, or are going through what you've been through, to know that, hey, this is not the last say. God has the final say. Here is someone who has been through what you are going through, and they came out a victor. They came out on top of. Oh, they had the victory
Right.
over it. So we're gonna get into that night, but we're not going to go so deep to where they actually know what's going on, because we do want
Right.
them to
Right.
buy the book, right? So
Yes.
we are going to tell them that yes, she was a teenager um when she first became pregnant. And so we're going to talk about that night. Like, in the book, you go into details about that night where y'all was dancing and, um, just having fun at your cousin's house. So, what I want to know is, before the room, was there not a conversation between you and the guy?
No, that there was
So,
not like that was not like a real conversation. We exchanged names for the most part, and that was it. I don't recall us having conversations when it came to like any deep conversations or just random conversations. It was my name is here, you want this, just
Right.
vibing, trying to fit in and that type
Right.
thing. Because
So he that
like with me,
so go ahead.
oh yeah, like with me, like being a country girl, being
Mm-hmm.
from down the road, like we ain't adults was in one space, the kids was in another space. Like
Mm-hmm.
we ain't do all that extra stuff. So, it was
Right.
something new and it was like, okay, well, I'm kind of fitting in a little bit. Like chilling. Everybody's doing their thug thizzle. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna drink some beer. But oh, it was so disgusting. Jesus Christ.
Beer is a required taste. It really
Mm.
is. But that's for a whole nother session. Anyway, so he never knew how old you was until
Yes,
everything took place.
yes.
Wow.
Until
Okay,
a
so
phone call.
how much older? So how old was he at that time?
So if that means I still have to do the math. Um, that's one question that I never answer.
Mm-hmm.
I never answer how old he was or how old he is.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two things I never do in an interview. Any questions,
Okay.
anytime I'm asked, it's just
Okay.
like he was older,
Okay.
and I
That's
leave it. Yeah.
understandable. Understandable. And we're gonna leave
Yes,
it. We're gonna
ma'am.
leave it right there.
Yeah.
So moving on. And, and, and this question is something that I just have to know. Did
Okay.
your cousin ever tell you why she told you to drink that
No,
vinegar?
no, she was just.
I was like, wait a minute, vinegar? What is this gonna do?
Yes, I listen. Your whole post is deleted off of Facebook.
My post?
Yeah, that's what my mom said. She was like the whole post deleted.
Hmm.
I don't know, but I don't know. She just said drink the vinegar, you're gonna be good. Okay, cool.
Wow. Is she saying the live is deleted? Because I'm
Mhm.
looking at it right here.
Okay. Well. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because it's right here. I'm looking at it on my other phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Um, okay. I just really wanted to know that. I was like, I gotta
Yeah,
ask her.
you know what? I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna actually ask her. Um, what they were supposed to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanna know like
And when I find out, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna hop in your inbox and be like, that's what it was supposed to
this
have done.
oh
I
okay.
think it,
'Cause I'm
I
gonna be
think it was
waiting for
supposed. I think it was supposed to be like a plan B. Like Jennifer was supposed to be.
okay, you know what? We're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that right
Ooh.
now. So going through
Mm-mm-mm.
right now. Okay, so going through everything. Um leading up to finding out that you were pregnant, what was the thoughts in your head before you found out?
Ah, so it's crazy because before I officially found out,
Yeah, like were you thinking like, oh my God, I'm pregnant? Oh, you
yep,
know,
that was it. It was like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? My folks finna kill me. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm a kid. Like, what? One of us gotta leave here. If not both of us. What if I just take us out before they take us out? Like,
you gonna just go and
yeah.
do it for
Hmm.
them.
So it, baby. NyQuil had became my friend. I I beat myself literally. I would cry and pray in the shower, and I would beat myself, thinking that I don't know something was gonna happen. And I was still drinking vinegar. Maybe I drank the wrong kind. I don't
You
think
was
it was
still
the
thinking,
one with the. I don't. Yeah, I don't think it was the one with the mother.
no, you was just, no, you was drinking the regular vinegar. You should have been drinking the one with the mother on it. No, no, ma'am. No,
Yeah,
ma'am. We're not gonna do that. No, ma'am.
yeah. Mm-mm.
Oh, ma'am. Okay, so you going through school, you was like, okay, I got to tell my mom. You're telling your best friend, uh, you got to tell your mom, what's going on. So leading up to that date of telling your mom, like, just take us through that.
Um, I would go to school every day. I wore a jacket. It was cold, so wearing a jacket was normal.
Mhm.
So I wore my jacket faithfully. Excuse me. The double mint gum, we always ate it. I could not eat double mint gum, anything minty. It was, oh my god, like this was that was gonna take me out if nothing else took me out. Um, I didn't have morning sickness or anything like that. It was just minty stuff. So brushing my teeth and stuff like that, it kind of
Mhm.
made me feel funny.
Mhm.
But I went to school and I act like ain't nothing happened. I was just the same cool, normal kid, like, hey y'all, like, hey. Like, and on the inside it's just like, oh my God, something is moving. Like this is not right. Like what is going on?
Ye-
Um, yeah, and it was just like I gotta tell her.
Yeah.
So I recall writing a letter. She never
Uh-huh.
got it, but yeah, it was. I had to tell her, and it was
Yeah,
like, you know what?
that was gonna be my next question. Like, did you come to terms with it when you felt the baby moving, even before you even took the test?
Yes, it was like a. You know what? I'll be 14 on the 24th of March. So I'll tell her after my birthday because I be 14, not 13. Like, clown, that ain't a big difference, but whatever.
Right. Right. So if you want to think it's a difference, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there trying to rationalize the situation. I'm gonna wait till after my birthday so I can do whatever I was supposed to do for my birthday, and then I'll be old. I don't know. I was just going through it, but I just
I
knew
think
I had to let her know.
I think that's what it was. You didn't want to not celebrate your birthday, so you was like, okay, I'm gonna celebrate my birthday, and then I'll tell her. Because then I'm already celebrating my birthday. I'm gonna be in trouble. So, it-
Right, and I don't even know what I did for my birthday that year. Like, that's the crazy thing. I don't even know what I did.
wow. Mm-mm. So
I know, right?
so that day you told your friend that you was gonna tell her, and you finally called her and told her. After that, you found out that your grandma passed. So that was just like
It
so
was
much in one moment.
it
Like
was a
take us
gut
through that
punch.
moment.
So prior to my grandmother passing, which is my dad's mom,
Hmm.
she lived with us because she had got sick. She had Alzheimer's. She had a stroke, so her left side was affected. So my grandmother and I was like really close during that time. She would make me sleep with her, and everybody thought it was weird because could nobody else do nothing for her but me. It was like, Nikki, come help your grandma to the bathroom. Nikki, you said you was gonna sleep with me tonight, and I used to be like, yes, ma'am. And high 2020, they was like, your grandmother knew, and
Hmm.
I was just like, okay. So I was sitting at home. My mom was at work, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call at work. That's what I'm gonna do, cause like she can't do nothing. Like she at work, so.
Hmm.
And I called her, and I just bust out crying, and she was like, "Girl, what's your issue? I'm at work. Like, what's wrong?" And I'm like, "If I got something to tell you, how you want me to tell you? You want me to write it down, tell you on the phone, wait till you get home?" She was like, "Nikki, I'm at work. Say what you want." And I was like, "I had sex and I hadn't had my period." She said, "Wait, what? Who, what, when, where, and why? I deal with you when I get home." Whew.
Uh-oh.
I was so relieved. I didn't even care about the damage when I get home. It was the fact that it was over. I was done. I hadn't said it. And I called my best friend crying. I said, I did it. I told her. I told her. And
Mhm.
she was like, okay, okay. Not even 30 minutes later, my little sister and my cousin come. I say across the field because it was
Mhm.
literally like a pathway from our house to my grandmother's house.
Mhm.
And they were like, Grandma just died. And I done passed out. Next thing you know, my mama's at home. We lived in Pittsview. My mom worked in Columbus, Georgia.
Mhm.
So if anybody, wants to feel free to try and Google that drive, that's not a short drive. That's about a good 30 minutes. My mom got home in about 15, 20. And
Ooh.
she had a pregnancy test. So I'm trying to figure out where she got that from in that brown paper bag. Like you had time to stop and do all that?
Mhm.
But
Mhm. Mhm.
like it was crazy. It was crazy. And she gave me that test too.
Mhm.
And she sat it on the counter. Whew, it was the tears, the I saw in that moment, I felt my heart break.
Mhm.
Like my heart broke watching me break my mom.
Mhm.
Um, as tears streamed her face, she said, "You're gonna be okay. People gonna talk, but f what the world say. I got you.
Mhm.
You still gonna be successful. You gonna go to school. You gonna do what you gotta do. Yada yada yada." And within 10 minutes, all of my aunts was lined up on the couch, giving me speeches and "we got you," and these are all my maternal aunts, all my mom's sisters, and it
Mhm.
was like, "We got you 100-fold." Like they were mad and disappointed, but to have them to say, "I got you. You're not the first. You won't be the last. Go and be great," in so many words, and
Word.
that was like a burden, and it was, now we got to get your daddy home because my dad wasn't home. His mom just died. Just found out his baby is having a baby. That was a lot. So we had to get him to the house to tell him his mama died. So
Mhm.
while he's grieving his mama, I told my mama I'm not telling him. She told him, um, and it was just so painful, and it was literally like after I told him, the following week was the funeral, and I just blew up. And I was just like, now come on now. Like, this what we doing? And I remember one of my cousins asking, we were leaving the grave. One of my cousins asked my mom, I was like, is Nikki pregnant? Mama said, I don't know. And kept walking. And they asked my dad, and my dad was like, I don't know. Ain't nobody told me nothing. It was just, in my baby voice, it was atrocious. You hear me? But we got through that thing. We got through that thing. And
That's
whew,
what's up.
yeah,
That's
that
what's
was
up.
a that was a that was a thing.
So we gonna leave that right there, right? So that's
Yeah.
cliffhanger. You got to buy the book to find out what else happened. Ha ha. Okay, moving moving on. Like you done had the baby and you're back in school. You graduated high school, and let me throw this out there: she graduated high school on a roll. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. And now it's time for college. Let's just get into the let's just get into how did it come about you with the fake paperwork.
Listen, let me tell you. So me or my baby was sick,
Uh-huh.
and I had missed school, and
Mm,
I gave the lady the first note I had. Like, here, baby, just get the note because it was a paper or a test that I needed to turn in. It was at the end we was doing our internship, and I was like, I need this. I need. I don't need a C in this class because she was trying to give me a C, and I was like, And I don't know how she was just like, I thought you said you were sick or your daughter was sick, vice versa. And she was like, you provided false documentation. I was like, oh, ma'am, give me that paper back. And by this, she hadn't sent it to the little dean of social work, and they was like, we're gonna suspend you for 2 years. And I was like, 2 years? Oh Lord, what am I supposed to do in 2 years? Like, I am at the end.
Right.
And it was it was crazy. So I'm calling all the schools like, hey, you got a social work program? You got a social work program? And I called my dream school, which was FAMU. I actually
Mhm.
spoke to the social work department. And needless to say, 2014, baby, I got that BSW out of there. Whew.
Yes.
And that was painful. That was it was painful. It was painful because I had to leave my baby. And I had vowed that nobody would raise my child but me. She's mine. Like,
Mhm.
I am going to be responsible for raising her. Not my mama, not my daddy, but me. So for me to have to leave her with my mom
Mhm.
primarily, her dad still got her on the weekends and helped out because I wasn't here.
Mhm.
But it was like I was coming home every weekend. My mama had to say, no,
Mhm.
ma'am, not every weekend. Come home on a holiday. And of course, we had like FaceTime and stuff then, but it was not the same. Like, it was not the same. And I'm actually going to do a you hear it here first. I'm doing a follow up to the book.
Oh
Um
wow, yes.
yes, I'm doing a follow up to the book. And it's going to include um some insight from my daughter's point of view,
Okay.
on how all of this affected her growing
Mhm.
up, and how um blending families and the rest of everything that's kind of going on or has gone on with me, that I kind of
Mhm.
held back on, according to T Mama, because she said, I'm letting you slide because you know you're still holding back. And I was like,
Mhm.
please, please, just let So yeah, I'm a
You know,
I'm a
share
I'm
her.
a spin a block.
Please spin it on us, because messing with Prophet Shalonda, she would have had you with a book with 55 chapters.
Listen,
So all your business.
and I'm just like, I am not the one for long books. I love a good read, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like, one, I don't speak long. When I speak, they be like, all right, 30 minutes. I'm like, what I'm talking y'all in 30 minutes for? Just talking? Like, if I'm not having dialogue, me just
Mm-hmm.
standing there talking for 30 minutes, no. You're going to get a good 15. And if the spirit moving, really doing what it's doing, it may be 17. But 15 is normally my max.
No,
So,
I was thinking that I was like a good 15 minutes, we can get it all out
yeah,
quick.
you hear me? And so with the book, it was that same concept. It was like, I can tell it, and without it being a thesaurus,
Mm-hmm.
like like we can do this. And that was like, even with my first book, it's it's shorter than that one,
Oh
but
man.
it is so powerful. This is definitely kind of off topic, I guess, but I
Mm-hmm.
had
Go
a
ahead.
young lady who was in my parenting program recently,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to get a book because, for the program, and she said, I do not cry. I only cry when I'm physically hurt. But as
Mm-hmm.
I began to work in that book, I cried like a baby. She said, I ain't gonna fool with that book. That's like the Bible. And I don't want that right now. I gotta take that in doses. And I
Mm.
said, wow, wow. So
Mm.
they small but powerful, honey. They small but powerful.
And that's all you need. Look, you don't need nothing with no 50 chapters breaking it down and telling me what's going on in your life. No, take me to what I need to do
You hear
and
me?
let me
Tell me
do
what
it.
the Lord's done. Yes. You hear
Please, let's get straight to it. Come on.
me?
Listen, okay, so
Yes.
we gonna keep going, right? So you're in school. You had to switch schools. Um, you Okay, so yeah, take us to that part because you were suspended for 2 years, but you left. You went to FAMU. You graduated in FAMU, but then you went back. So take us through that.
So I went back to Troy,
Mhm.
um, and because they had a master's program, and I
Mhm.
wanted my master's in social work, and the school was literally like right up the street from my house.
Mhm.
Um, and I got accepted. Like my grades and stuff was A1. My 2 years was up, so it was like a cool pass. Let me get in there.
Mhm.
Everything was going great, and it's right there at the end. Um, I had a professor who, in hindsight 22, she was going through her own thing in life. She had some other issues.
Mhm.
Um, and I started a nonprofit. I had a nonprofit in high school, but I expanded it once I got out of college and understood what I was doing.
Mhm.
And I've been working with at-risk youth since I was like 18. So the
Mhm.
social work field, it was my thing. Like it was easy. And I
Right.
would ask questions to to get a better understanding. And the teacher she would get kind of upset. And she told me sometimes you don't need to talk and ask questions. Baby, ain't that what I'm paying my good money for?
Mhm.
But okay, you hear me? It was a student who would like take her hair down in class. She'd say nothing to her. All kinds of and she sent me an email one day telling me, she's taking 10 points off my participation because I rolled my eyes in class one day. Like it was small stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna go to class, ain't gonna talk, ain't gonna do nothing. Yep, the same girl that was taking her hair down in class lied and said I cursed her out, and the rest of it's in the book. Needless to say,
Mhm.
I got my master's from Troy in 2017. My aunt, who she died 2016, I remember taking because I had to change campuses. My aunt told me, she said, Nikki is delayed but not denied because I
Mhm.
wanted to give up. I really
Mhm.
did. And my aunt was battling cancer when she told me those words. And I stuck with it. I stuck with it. Even though all of the things I had to go through to get that degree, I earned that one. I earned both of them. But it's
Mhm.
just so when people would see me talk about like my degrees and my accomplishments, that degree and that accomplishment is nothing compared to what I went through to get it.
Get it.
So my glory is in the things I've gone through and what God did for me, not that
Mhm.
piece of paper.
Come on.
So
Mhm.
it's the glory for me. Like y'all don't understand the whole story, but
Mhm.
God gets the glory. So when y'all see me put them initials behind my name or say I got this degree and that degree, and baby, it's because if it weren't for God, mm-mm,
Mhm.
it would have been
Oh,
OV.
trust me. Listen. Hey, we all walk that. We all have walked that road. Not exactly what you went through, but in our own trials and tribulations, and God brought us through. And it's not what we got in the end of it, but what we went through to get there. Like you got all right to talk about every degree you got, everything you
Yes,
did, how you graduated high school. You got every right
yes,
to talk about it because God brought you through it, through everything that you went through trying to do it, and you did not give up. You kept
yes,
going. You stuck to it. And I see in the book you kept saying that you kept thinking about how you made promises and that you did not want to hurt your parents again. And I was like, you know what? You better go, girl. You better go,
yeah,
girl.
yes, yes,
Yes, so we gonna recap this right here. So y'all, if y'all ain't listening to what she's saying, she graduated high school on the road. She graduated college not once but twice, and she is a social worker. You talking about beating the odds, being
yes,
pregnant as a child, you still overcoming, being what people whispering, talking behind her back, uh-oh, whispering, talking behind her back, saying that she was not going to do. She did, and she did exceedingly. Hmm. So now what?
yeah, I
Anyway,
did,
moving on.
yes. Cause God don't play about me. You hear me?
at all. Period. You know. So, all right, we're gonna move on to now. You want your husband, and you was gonna do whatever it took to get him.
Yes, my baby. So most kids, only kids like they be asking for a sibling. My child say,
Mm,
"Mom, I want you to have a husband. Like I want a family." And I was like, "Girl, we on the same type of time." And she was young. She was like 7, 8, and those that would be the things she would ask for. And I've always loved love. Like though my parents divorced, I
mhm,
still loved, like, I still wanted that because I know what that union looked like, what that felt like. Um,
mhm,
and I wanted that for my child and for myself. So it was situationships where I'm thinking, like, hey, this is going to be it, yada, yada, yada. And it was a whole bunch of false promises. And, well, I'm intimidated by you. You got your head on straight. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for that. And it took me to give it completely to God and just be like,
mhm,
listen, I ain't finna be hopping from bed to bed and man to man. I ain't finna do all that. Like, God, I need you to do your big one. Send me who you got for me. And I saw this guy at the mall. My mom and I, we were all out eating at the mall, and I was like, dang, he's fine. And I said, his name is Adonis. And my mama was like, no, it's not. His name is either TJ or Chris because I know his mama. And I was like, no, mama, look, on Facebook, his name is Adonis. So she was like, okay, if that's what you want to believe. So I didn't know we were friends on Facebook. And
mhm,
no, we wasn't friends. Were we friends? Yeah, we was friends on Facebook, and I didn't even know it. And I saw a post he was posting like relationship questions. And during this time, I was still a part of I Am Me University. And
mhm,
Kimberly's one of her biggest messages was love and relationships. So I was soaking all that in, and I was on the post commenting, just giving him advice and things of that nature, not knowing the things he was talking about related to a relationship that he was in at the time. And
mhm.
the girlfriend, she actually came and broke up with him on the Facebook post.
Oh my
And
goodness.
right, I was like, oh. And I think I said something to her, but it wasn't on nothing crazy. It was like, just trying to help the situation because, that's what I was doing. I felt like, this whole love thing, I like it.
Mhm.
And maybe 2, 3 days later, he inboxed me on Facebook and with this nice little "You're so beautiful, woman of God." Yeah, it was like a "Oh God, this for me? Do I respond?" Like, and, and I was like, "Hey," and I asked him, "What's his mom name?" It's Denise, and he was like, "Depending on who asked it." I was like, "Dang, my mama was right." And long story short, like we met in 2015, we got engaged in 2016, and we got married 2017, and we just celebrated 6 years of marriage.
That's what
So
I'm talking about. Happy late
God did His
anniversary.
big one. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, God gonna always do His big one as long as we
Yes.
stay faithful to Him. He gonna always have us like,
Hmm.
what
Yes.
did that just happen to me?
Yeah, He
Did that
did
just
that.
did you just did you just do that for me?
Ooh,
Oh
like,
man,
oh, thank you, thank you.
oh, me, thank you. I love you too. What?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. So
yeah. So you know what we're gonna do? We actually gonna leave it right there because we
sounds
want y'all
good to
to go
me.
buy this book, right? Y'all already
Yes,
know what happened to her, how she came out, and that she is married. Yes. And we
yes,
already know what she gonna do next because she got another part coming out, and we would love to have you back here on Bless the Author when your
yes,
next book
ma'am.
comes out.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove myself from here and I'm gonna give you the floor and let you encourage somebody today. Just whatever God lays on your heart to say, just encourage the people on today.
Okay, thank you. Wow. So, just some words of encouragement. Like God is faithful even when we are not. Regardless of what the situation may look like, may feel like, once we give it to God and understand, first we need to understand that we don't fight against flesh and blood. Once we know that, then the battle itself is already won. You feel me? And just because somebody said you are something, it doesn't mean you are. You are who and what you believe you are and who God says you are, not what everybody else has to say. Okay, so love yourself. Know who you are. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are beautiful, handsome from the inside out. And none of us are perfect. Once we realize that we are not perfect, we are imperfectly perfect people, but in the sight of God, we are all great. So love on yourself. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. And I love y'all because I can. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm Taisha N. Bryant on all social media platforms. Every March, the first weekend in March, I do a Taisha's Bounce Back Convention. This year is March 2nd through the 3rd, where we host 5 to 6 women who share their bounce back stories because we all have one. And that ball is still bouncing because God is still the referee, baby. He is still the author and the finisher of our faith. So just keep the faith in whatever it is you believe. You believe it for yourself. Don't let nobody tell you different. You stand 10 toes on that thing. So whatever you believe in, you believe it wholeheartedly. And again, I love y'all. Amelia, I thank you so much for such an amazing platform. I pray many, many blessings. I pray that the people are blessed. And if you are writing a book and you need a book coach, please get at Apostle Shalonda Williams Lennard on all social media platforms, better known as the inspirational treasure. Whatever treasure you need, it is her. Listen, get you a life coach. Um, get you somebody you can talk to and be yourself. The best gift you can give to yourself is being the authentic version of you. And my books are available on www.taishanbryant.com. Thank you. I think you're on mute. We can't hear you, Amelia.
Shoot. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Um, okay, so one other thing, and I
Mhm.
am sorry.
Go ahead.
To
Go ahead.
to my to my husband and my baby, I love y'all and I thank y'all for being with me on this journey from the beginning to this point. Your support, your love, your grace means everything to my parents. Y'all the real MVP. Y'all did not give up on me when many thought you should have. And everyone who's been in my corner throughout this journey. I love y'all and I am forever grateful for you.
Yes, listen, I thank you for the words that you had spoke um to me and so bless the author. Listen, we are going to be waiting for the next part of this book. I don't know about nobody else, but I definitely know I'm going to be waiting for the next part of this book. Just like
Yes,
I'm waiting for
ma'am.
Prophetess Shalonda. They read Ruby wrong, and I need to
Girl,
be
listen, I'm so ready for that. Oh my
li-
God. Because the purple haze had me hazing.
what? I was like, now
Ooh,
did she just did
ooh,
she
she
do
did
it?
that now. She did.
Yes, she did. And
Yes.
I'm still waiting for they read Ruby wrong. And
Mm-mm.
so
Cause
she
no,
could
I
Moses.
am not okay. I am not okay because it's not here.
No, I'm not either. So we need to
Yes.
have a chat with her to find out, like, when are we going to be able to find out about Ruby?
Yes.
So I know you hear us. I know you hear. Look, let's see what she said. This was awesome. Bless you both. I finished it. It's in review right now. All right, now let us know, son. She said she finished it. It's in
Woo!
review right now. Now that's what we talk about.
Yes, yes,
Let us know. She thought
yes.
really Taisha. She thought really Taisha.
Yes. Because while we wait for that one,
Yes, yes, yes,
what
we
if
are.
God is all of us? Make sure y'all go ahead and pre-order. Like
Yeah, yes,
my
I saw
pre-money is
y'all
just
talking
dope,
about.
y'all.
Listen, so
Yes,
listen, y'all gonna get tired of seeing some of my guests, but guess what? We don't care. They still gonna come back. It don't even matter.
yes,
Cause you're gonna see her when this book come out that she getting ready to release. What's the name of it? What if God was all of us?
yes.
Yeah, okay. And then when you're definitely gonna see her when you read Ruby Wrong come out. We got to have
Ooh,
her back when it come out. We got to.
yes, yes.
So y'all just buckle up your seatbelts and let's do this.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
baby,
yes.
I'm not gonna hold you no further here at Bless the Author. I thank you for coming on. Oh, wait a minute. Can you see the comments? Because the only person I see commenting is Apostle Shalonda.
I
But I
can't
do
see any
see
comments.
Minister Glendora Camp. I owe her so many books.
Mm-mm.
She
I
the
don't
only other person.
see
It's other
any.
people on, but they just not commenting.
Yeah,
And it's somebody on um YouTube commenting as well.
Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for joining. I love
Okay, so
y'all, brunches.
this what I'm gonna have you do, right?
Okay.
If you can for me. Once it's over, if you can go back and look at the replay, like go through the comments, pick somebody for me to bless with the book, and then let
Okay.
me know, and then I'll send it to them. If you
Sounds
could do it,
great.
because they on here, but they just not saying nothing.
Okay.
Um,
No problem. I can do that.
yeah, so I'm gonna let you go. I thank you.
Thank
I thank you
you.
for coming on, being yourself, letting your hair down, because you already know I don't mind acting a fool. I don't mind. I don't
Yes.
mind. So until next time, we thank you. We send all blessings to you and your family here
Yes.
from Bless the Author. You have a good night.
You do the same. Bye, y'all.
All right, y'all. That's a wrap. We wrapped up another Bless the Author. Y'all, I look a little crazy tonight. Y'all forgive me, but guess what? Your girl did her big one. After 2 years, your girl finally brought her a car. Oh my goodness. And so today I've been out running around getting my tag and everything together. So I just had to jump on here just like this. But it is what it is. Until next time, I bless the author. You all be blessed. I love y'all. Much love.